Hey there, multi-prep teachers. You know how professional development never seems to quite get to what we need? It's like, great idea, but how do I make this work when I have 3+ preps to juggle? That's exactly why I created the Simplify Your Preps Collective. It's a free Facebook group built just for teachers like you, where we share tips, resources, and real talk about making multi-prep teaching less overwhelming and more doable. Sound like your kind of space? Head to kristenmasick.com/collective and join us today. Let's simplify together. We are down to the top 2 listened to and downloaded episodes of 2024. Today's episode is 228, Syllabus Introductions, Tips for a New School Year, which could also work for a new semester. Welcome to this week's Ask Me Anything, where you can ask me anything about CTE, teaching multiple preps, being a mom, secondary teaching, being an administrator, whatever you want to ask. It is a free game. This is the second episode for the week, and it is only during the summer. If you have a question, feel free to send me an email at hello@kristenmasick.com or a DM on Instagram at kristenmasick, KRISTENMASSIC. Welcome to the Secondary Teacher Podcast, the podcast for middle and high school teachers juggling multiple preps to get the strategies to reduce overwhelm so that you don't have to choose between being an effective teacher and prioritizing important relationships. I'm your host, Kristen Masick, a 10-year high school engineering teacher, former middle school assistant principal, and teacher coach. Every week, we will discuss strategies, systems, and time-saving tips to help you not only survive but thrive as a multiple prep teacher. Today's question comes from Nathan, and Nathan asks, do you have any fun ways to do or introduce your syllabus? I'm at a new school after 9 years, and I used to buzz through it the last few years, but being at a new school and a younger grade, I feel it's important. Okay, Nathan, if you had just listened to episode 227, I talked about how I typically just summarize my syllabus, so I may not be the best person to ask, but since you were asking about how to maybe make it more enjoyable, especially because you are at a new school, the students are new to you, you have younger students is what it sounds like, that you would really still like to now go into it maybe a little bit more in depth. So your natural inclination is probably going to go somewhere online and search for something or create something. There are a ton of ideas about creating quizzes to make it more fun and a lot of other things that can take a lot of time. But if that is the route that you are going to want to go, make sure that you set a timer for how long you are wanting to spend on said activity. At the end of the day, you want to know that you're getting a return on your investment, so you're not spending too much time coming up with an idea or trying to find a fun idea or turn your particular syllabus into some sort of quiz or something online. Having that timer will really make it so that you do it quicker. There is something that says that you complete tasks in the amount of time that you give yourself. And I'm sure that is not the actual quote, but it has worked for me several times. Set a timer if you're going to create something based on an idea that you get. Here is my other idea. This is option 2. You could move it up to be option 1, but I would think about what are some of the teaching strategies / protocols that you are planning on using in your class throughout the year. Think about a strategy that's similar to that, or something that you love, that your students have loved, is kind of like this tried and true thing. You're planning on using it already. So you already have the basic idea of what you are going to be doing in the future and use that with your syllabus. How can you use that particular strategy or protocol to introduce your syllabus? You could, if you were doing something like gallery walk, assign each group a particular part of your syllabus, and then they make a poster. And so really, that's taking it away from you, which is awesome because it's way less work for you. Plus, you're going to already have everything ready to go for using that protocol later in the year or later in the semester or even next week. you are ready to go. If that is a little bit still kind of seeming murky out there, go to our good friend AI. And I really feel like I should give him like some name. But anyway, go and find out. Go ask your chat, GPT, whoever you're using for AI for a little bit of assistance. Once again, give yourself a timer. If you want it to go faster or maybe come up with some better results, I would give it a prompt that had to do with a protocol that you would like to use. For example, if you're wanting to use expert pairs or jigsaw, which is very similar to gallery walk, for a way to introduce or review your syllabus, I would say take that into ChatGPT. Let them know that you are a teacher teaching this grade level at this particular school, whether it's like a middle school or a junior high or a high school. You do not need to give them your actual school name. And then let them know what class, maybe a little bit of information about the class. You can also say that your syllabus includes these topics, and maybe you have some policies or some things that you feel like are very important that you want to make sure that the AI knows as it's coming up with this activity for your students. And then ask it to brainstorm. Come up with some fun and creative ways that are low prep to review this syllabus. You also could say, come up with ways that I can use Jigsaw and expert groups as ways to review the syllabus. And that will give you actually more information than you will be able to carry that out earlier. If it is, once again, a strategy or protocol that you're planning on using sometime within that school year, this is the perfect time to begin rinsing and repeating so that you are not having to reinvent the wheel every single time you present new information to your students. Thank you so much, Nathan, for your question. If you have a question as well, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram at Kristen Masick, KRISTENMASSIC, or shoot me an email at hello@kristenmasick.com. Until next week.